missing? Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we
One.
go. Welcome to Humanity Unboxed. Michael, I love your green screen. It's
The
a green.
green is my favorite color because
Green.
there's so much shades, so many shades that can that mean something different. We have
Yeah,
blue, only light blue and dark blue. Dark blue is exclusive, and light blue is baby.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah. So I want to repeat right at the beginning because if anybody wants to know what we have told, the complete, because I looked it up and checked it out if it's right.
yeah,
The that people know what the most identified linear thoughts are on trust.
yeah.
And so, if somebody thinks that they have to find it or whatever, and he can right away, it's going right away. So trust has to be in the future.
Yeah,
So let's say you and I say we're going to do that, right? Then your trust, then it has to be in the future. It cannot be something in the past.
yeah,
Then there needs to be a positive and negative. So we could make $1 million, yeah,
yeah,
but we can lose the $500,000 that we invest, you and I.
yeah,
So the investment needs to be smaller than the length. Then uh, we both have to believe. See, that's not linear, but we
yeah,
both that it's going to be positive.
yeah,
So yeah, but if we spend 500,000, then of course we believe that. But it's not trust to pay $5 in the lottery
yeah.
because $5, if you have five
It's
dollars or five
value.
pounds,
So it's what you connect your value to.
yeah, yeah. So no, you have a great things to get,
Yeah,
but not much. Very
value.
little. Very risk. The risk is $5 that every can afford, and
Yeah,
there's no risk that you lose anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if I'm broke, then $5 is also a
It's
lot.
a lot, but
Yeah,
also I can say if you say help me, and I trust you that
mm,
you do this, yeah, then it's not. I, I, I lose the. If I say I'm gonna do the lottery and you give me $5, I put the dollars in the lottery, I win, and
yeah,
don't tell you I win. I think I lose the trust.
yeah,
I I don't believe that I can trust you to bet the $5 for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, you put more value on the money than on my friendship or my connection.
Also, that comes all out. That comes all out. That's
Yeah,
the human thing. I say you tell them a secret, the
yeah,
person says it, and it's in a newspaper tomorrow.
yeah,
That,
yeah.
that yeah, there's the trust is broken.
So there's
And
integrity involved there, isn't it?
oh yeah, yeah,
I need
yeah,
to believe that you have integrity
yeah.
in that you're going to do what you say you're going to
Say
do.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's why in business is often business thing because he said, yeah, we said that, and then said, yeah, but I could take it as this. I can,
yeah,
you can take everything as positive and negative.
yeah.
That's what we talk always. Everything is positive in the positive, and everything is the negative. So
Yeah, and
there's
then
people,
there's an element of attachment there, isn't it?
yeah,
So um, if you didn't put the $5 in the lottery and you
yeah,
used it to buy yourself some bread and
Ju-
milk and whatever,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
or a six, I don't know, a
You want
beer
a
or
six pack,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
beer,
yeah, I don't
beer,
think you can, yeah.
beer, yeah,
I, and the numbers that you would have played didn't win.
yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like I trusted that you would play it,
And
but you will only,
I used you to get $5 for beers,
yeah,
and, and didn't even play it. But what if I could?
yeah,
I won.
yeah,
It's
but
not
yeah,
about yeah, but
yeah,
it's good. I think this gives us a very clear. If you don't know, oh, what's trust? I don't know that you can think about those things that we mentioned,
yeah,
conversation, and then you get more clarity. Hopefully,
yeah.
yeah,
And this is coming back to confidence. So I have confidence, which is something in the future. It's like
exactly,
and that is also based on the word it's confidere, and I think that's based on the trust that I am who I am, or I
exactly, yeah,
um,
hmm
which is based in the future, but it has its roots in the past.
yeah,
Because I can
exactly.
only trust you if if you did something untrustworthy before, I'm not going to trust you now. because
Exactly.
I've learned my lesson.
But then it's not an issue of trust. If you don't trust me,
Yeah.
if you don't trust me or trust it or trust the lottery or whatever, then it's not trust.
Yeah.
You have to have the positive. I'm going to do this with Michelle. I mean, we trusted each other from day one. We have 82 episodes. That's what I'm saying. So if we say, oh, I can't trust that woman, she did this and that, that guy's, he's flaky and all this stuff, then it's not an issue of trust, and it's an issue of something else, but not an issue of trust. Yeah. Also, our stuff is also it's very questionable. This is good to see it, because it's questionable in terms of, is it an issue of trust or of love? Because I think we love each other, but I think the trust, it's not, because the effort is we have to sit an hour here.
Yeah.
It could come to an issue of trust if I sell your podcast, or you sell yours and don't even let me know. But I want them to see this. It's a balance. It's like a balance. Trust is a balance. And don't call it trust when it's not a trust. So when the positive is so much more and the negative is so much less, Yeah.
But yeah, so what you're saying is that trusting is having faith in positive, having faith in that it will be positive.
Yeah. And then faith is a questionable word, because that's blind. See, I trust this. And this, the stuff is actually, this is wonderful. This comes all right now because I looked at a lot of half truths and half hope, false hope and half truths.
Yeah.
Everything in the media, the juice in media is, you don't need to have the whole truth, because today people will say, even if you have the whole truth, oh, it might be AI or something.
Yeah.
Which is very, very, very relevant,
Yeah.
So everything is so when a politician says there's a half truth, he said, okay, we go by 17 whatever when that was, and we always do it like that. There's a half truth. That is a truth. It worked, but it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And so to get the voter for that, because it worked in the past, doesn't mean it works now, because the world has changed. It's already done. Already we went to. It's already pivoting to the positive anyway. So, because people are aware. Because when people, at the moment we are aware, we're in the positive. And I don't think anybody believes that politics is not a theater.
Well, sadly, I think there are people that still believe that.
I think that is a fear.
Yeah.
They think, I don't know what, Michelle doesn't run, Michael doesn't run. So I go back to whoever that the store, that person is,
Yeah. But no politician has, it's all a show. It's all a
show.
What am I going to get out of it?
And that's why they want you to be overwhelmed, because when you're so overwhelmed, then you cannot, you don't have time to think, and you just grab on to the, okay, that's what I really need, care for my child or something. You need,
that's Africa.
Exactly.
Yeah, bring food, and you buy votes. I mean, food is quite an important element in people's existence.
Yeah. Or water.
But they're not teaching them
drinking
to fish
water
for the food or drinking water. Or they're not teaching them how to grow their own garden. Yeah. It's creating a reliance. What's the word? It's creating
dependence.
Dependence. That's the word. Yeah. Because I can also take it away.
Yeah. Exactly.
So if you don't vote for me, then I'm going to take
it away. See, half truths, half hopes, false hopes, hope, half truths and false hopes. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. But everything we know of are half truths, because we don't know everything yet, because that's the reason why we on this planet.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we need to be existing. You were not born to not have shelter, food, or water. Because nature wouldn't give you as a one-on-one a life and just say, okay, I give them life and they die because they're just on Earth, on this beautiful planet. The planet isn't just desert all over.
No, it's self-sustaining.
We are nomads. Yeah. Humans are nomads. They move around.
Yeah.
And so that the earth, yeah, there could be a drought in this area, or it could be a lot of floods. Then humans move somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
What, do you have to
But they
fly?
could also, yes. Well, it's actually a bee.
A bee. I hope she
Today.
doesn't.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, he won't. He's my friend. I've let him out earlier and then he's come
yeah,
back now again. So
yeah. Because it's so good. It's so good with Mama,
he's
Mama
staying out with
Michelle.
me.
Mama Michelle is. It's so good. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's actually better outside because the sun is shining.
yeah,
Although
yeah,
there's a fire happening just around the corner. So I live in a really tiny village.
yeah, yeah,
So we've had the fire brigade come around and
yeah,
the village WhatsApp group is talking about the shed. But,
yeah.
so it's quite, there's a lot of activity.
Panicking.
There's
All
a
over
lot of
the world
stuff
is
going on.
panicking. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I must say there's a lot going on.
Mhm.
There's a lot of big shifts and things happening this week, I
But it's
think.
wonderful. I think it's whatever, my friend passed last week. And it's wonderful, all the stuff that happens. And I never felt he was suffering. I felt he was very in peace to go. So I didn't feel
Yeah,
anything bad or anything.
yeah,
But it's so all this stuff are just symptoms of shifting. People, oh, I want this. And the hard thing of holding on to the past, so now I need to, and the system does that because it always worked. It must work. The thing, the government always worked. It will work again. And you have to make update. I'm not saying changing. I'm not saying systems are horrible. They're great. Governments are great when they are updating.
yeah.
When
When
they,
they're
no,
human-centered, though, not when
yeah,
they.
human said, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the update because you can't just update the system and be better and have AI and whatever. That's not it. You have to make it human-centric,
yeah.
because the system is
I mean,
not here
humans
for,
evolve,
yeah,
humans
the
change,
human
humans evolve.
systems are not here for generalization.
Mm.
All white women are this, all black women, all Chinese guys, all white guys are this. I mean, look at with racism. What they try with racism,
Yeah,
right? And now it has pivoted to that the people that are a different race, white is not the dominant race anymore. So
yeah.
they
Well, it never was really.
never was. Now I'm just
In
saying,
Africa,
but
it wasn't.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, so it pivots now that the whatever race that they're defined as,
mm.
that they say, yeah, I'm that race. I get that. I have that, and there is no right without responsibility. We talked about that, and that's what's going on. That they're shifting all this stuff. It's really. Talking about it, that's why we always say 101. We are all one. We are all human, not woman, man, race, or whatever, or age. No, we are all a human. And because now it's like we are the minority, white people are the minority. I don't even want to call myself. I say, this sounds so weird to say, I'm white. Yeah, if you look in the mirror, I'm white, but
yeah.
I'm a
But it's the
human.
pigmentation, it's melatonin. I mean, it's just the
Exactly.
stupidest thing ever. I was listening to
Exactly.
some Bob Marley today,
Yeah.
and and his song where he talks about when every race can be seen as
Exactly.
equal, and it's like we need to move on, and I think we are moving on, and I think that's what you're
I
saying.
see it. Yeah.
The shift is that the good guys were never really the good guys. They were just controlling the narrative.
Yeah.
And that's where I think a lot of trust is broken in
Yeah.
thinking, people realizing, becoming more aware of, hang on a minute, the guy that bombs the school is the bad guy. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what color skin he is or from which
Yeah.
country.
And if he is, the funny thing is that I saw that yesterday too. I saw they all made a thing who are the killers of presidents and kings and whatever. And they
Yeah,
always say assassination. It's never a power. And it was
yeah,
all by power. It was all they paid that guy, they did that guy. They
mm,
paid Muslims, terrorists that blew themselves up, that sacrificed themselves
mm,
or take care of their family and all this stuff. Because they say, you get say 78 or 75 virgins or whatever over
yeah,
there. And that's playing system. It's totally system relevant. Has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with spirituality or anything.
Well, religion is a system as well, though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
spirituality too.
Yeah. Well, spirituality is run as a system now because
Yeah.
this industry, but the purity of the word,
Yeah.
or the meaning for me, I suppose, and that's what religion used to be.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. But it's difficult because we also need to trust in our own meanings. The words are meaning different thing to all of us because we have different
Yeah.
languages, we have
Exactly.
different
Yeah.
cultures, we have different. So we need to be able to agree on a meaning at some point instead of going. I mean, yeah, it's difficult because
Or how you look at a word. Not that you say, see, the stuff with the silent post, what is it called? I tell you a story, dude, you tell me a story. When five
the
people that it's
telephone.
totally different. And
Yeah,
that's the proof, the living proof. When
yeah,
five people tell us different, tell the story that the last get it,
yeah,
and they compete even. There's 10 people and these five, and what is the right story? And,
yeah.
and that comes out totally wrong. With
Mm,
five people, with three people, it comes out totally wrong.
mm.
So that is the living proof that you have to be very clear with your emotions and very clear with your words, with your
Yeah,
expression.
and be able to have a dialogue and say, but what did you mean by that? Instead of
Exactly. And
going,
yeah,
oh, I
I know
think I
that. I
know.
know that. Michelle,
Yeah,
I know that. I mean,
yeah,
I was born in Vienna. I spoke German. I failed English. I failed French. I failed everything.
yeah,
And who knows if my words are good now? I mean, I know I'm communicating with my hands and everything,
yeah.
but and the context is always the context is more than the word. In what context do
Yeah.
you say that?
And as a second language, we have a different attachment to the words because we're looking at what the word means in the dictionary
Yeah,
instead of the colloquial or the
yeah,
whatever
exactly.
kind of
I mean, they changed
message.
in Merriam-Webster. I don't know if that's true. They
Yeah.
changed the word racism. No, they
Oh,
changed the word racism. That only I don't know what it says, but you look it up. Whenever you have time. But
yeah.
they changed it because I'm so against changing words. So I'm also against old caricature movies
Yeah.
get re-edited that we don't understand where we come from. We
Yeah.
need to understand. This was them, and the people always say they all get disappointed about life, but they don't know how it was. In 1785, how hard it was. It wasn't easy. It was perhaps more harmonious with the nature, but it was not easy.
No, no.
Yeah.
And what is easy? You know what I mean? It is,
Exactly. Everybody
yeah,
sees it different.
yeah,
We are free. Everybody has freedom, but everybody sees freedom in a different, in a different person. And if you're the 101, your freedom in the worst situation. Life is. We always say life is good, no matter how it shows up.
mm,
Because it's for you to learn. You get in
yeah,
prison. You get in prison. It's for you to learn. It's good. I'm not condoning it. I'm not
mm.
condoning that we suffer and have pain, but the suffer gets easier when you can see it as a lesson versus when you
Well,
can
do
see
we
it as a
create the
curse.
lesson to make it easier,
Yeah,
So that's a way
exactly.
that we can cope with
Also,
things. Yeah,
yeah, also,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And then what we have now, we blame. We are the victims, and we are not the victims at all. We are part of God. We are part of nature. We're not a victim. Only if the free will is you can choose, to be a victim or not.
yeah. It's easier for us to say though than for someone that lives in Palestine
I understand,
or
but I
living
was
in the
also
Gaza.
in
Yeah,
that dire stuff, and
yeah,
I don't believe honestly that it is so bad for somebody in Palestine because it's almost like what somebody said that it's a guilt. It's a like you eat all your food because
mm.
there's people dying that don't eat your food. That's what we were always told. You gotta eat your food. There's people dying in
Oh,
the
in
food,
Africa, yeah,
and there's a name for it.
it's survivor's guilt.
Survivor's guilt, yeah.
Yeah,
And so that's also down. The energy is down, yeah.
yeah,
So it's almost like nature is built that one animal eats that, then the second one, the third, then the mushrooms,
Yeah.
then the fungi. No,
But people create these hierarchies which are
exactly, yeah.
broken, which is a
No, I agree
problem.
with you.
Yeah.
I'm not condoning anything, but I'm saying if you can see it, I'm not saying you need to see it tomorrow. No, if you just be
Absolutely.
open, lean into it a little bit. And so, oh, what am I feeling? I'm eating this steak. What
Yeah.
am I feeling eating that steak? Do I have really the thing? The conditioned fear that the people don't. And then we throw 2/3 of food away. That's
Yeah.
another thing. And
Yeah.
I love that France force the people that they eat. They're not throwing away the food anymore from the supermarkets.
Yeah.
They're forced. They're forced. They're
Yeah.
forced. And I think, I mean, I was so happy when I heard that, because I'm very, what you hear. I'm not in France. I'm not living there. But what you hear, and then I love that they did that.
Well, it is. It's breaking these systems that waste, that feels unjust and um
Yeah.
yeah, becoming back
Everything is
to
intimidating.
yeah.
Everything system is intimidating.
Mm,
It's important that we take care of all the food.
mm,
Yes,
yeah.
it's important that all the money is handled by a system. All this is handled by. We don't want independence of individuals. So we generalize them on every level, on the mental level, on everything. We generalize humans.
Because we can't trust systems though. We've been told that we can trust the
Yeah,
system because
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just or the
and we
or
waited. We
government.
waited
Yeah.
till our age, that we can trust the system, and it didn't work.
No, no,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. It comes back to trusting ourselves first. I think we kind of
yeah,
touched on this last time as well. How we've been separated from that trust in our gut, in our
yeah,
feeling of something's not right.
yeah.
I have
Our
the choice.
responsibility, our
Yeah,
responsibility to actually not just saying everybody trusts Michelle or Michael.
yeah,
We trust him too. I don't want anybody to trust me. Make up your own mind to trust me, and then we dance. But
yeah,
I don't want anybody to just, okay, this podcast is the greatest. We don't tell anybody what to do. We just
no.
say, listen to us and take it or don't take it, because
Yeah.
I don't take anything from one person. Like
No,
my,
because it becomes it's like studying, getting a degree
yeah,
or whatever,
yeah,
and then saying I'm now an expert, but you're not because, and I have
exactly.
done this. It's not done making it up. It's you have just taken someone else's view and you have been able to
And you're
regurgitate
repeating it, you're
by
blubbering up.
repeating it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see the people that always cite people, sources. I
Mm.
said, I don't care. I mean, we talked about a lot of it from various, if you and I, there were 100 sources. When we,
Yeah.
every sources, but not how we speak it. The expression is a theater is not always the same. A theater is
Uh,
either this or that, right?
yeah.
It's
Well,
not, if I should,
there's a resonance that has to happen, and that's what you then portray again, not a
exactly.
rote
Exactly.
regurgitation. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why I don't believe in authority other than in the system, and in an expert. Expert is can only be in system relevant stuff, and
Yeah.
and I've never seen experts really be powerful,
Well,
like a
they
human.
are could be in a small, sliver, but not in a bigger picture because
Yeah.
you always need to have that experience of
Yeah.
the wisdom that comes with
Yeah, the
experience.
awareness also,
Yeah.
the wisdom,
Awareness.
the
Yeah.
awareness that comes from experience.
Yeah.
And then when you have that, you still, when you go, I go a lot in group therapy,
Yeah.
and I see that still, I said the best solution for that. And then somebody says something from a total different perspective, and it makes total sense. When makes no, my stuff doesn't make sense.
Mm.
So I know the flexibility of the moment, that is always, there is no finite thing, I
Yeah.
tell you. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
And dance with the not, it's fluid. The
Yeah.
fluidity of life.
Mm. Yeah. I like it. It's difficult though, because there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of what if, all the stuff that comes with it, but it is also part of the experience to be able to kind of move through that and go, this is quite hard, or this is easy, or, this is what it is.
This is what it is. It's the best,
This is what it is.
because life was never made to be easy. It was our challenge to learn and grow in the physical realm.
Yeah.
So we're a spiritual being. We interconnected. I mean, I know what you feel, and then you know what I feel. And
yeah,
we have that all, and it's hard to. Time space is pushing you into a very unfamiliar area, because you forget everything. When you come into this world, you forget everything. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense to be physical.
Yeah, no, that's true. And then there is a relearning of trusting yourself, because we know all this, we don't need the gurus or the teachers. They are there to resonate with what we already know, and that comes back then. So yeah.
We're part of the whole circle.
That's it. Trust the process. Trust the
process. Yeah,
spiral.
that's good. That's very good.
Yeah.
The Fibonacci growth, not the super growth, short time growth. In 1 month you made $1 million. That's the greatest. No.
It'll be great.
No, it's bad. No, we love money. I'm not saying that, but not money with money. Money needs to be human, connected to humans. If money is not connected to the human, it will not. It's not. Well, to make money with money is the biggest suppression of that beautiful creative energy of money. Like we always said, I make hammers, you make chickens. I eat all your chickens. How many hammers do you need?
No,
but money allows our worth, our ability, my ability to make hammers, your ability to raise chickens. Perfect. And so we can exchange this. And when that is not connected, when it's just, this money I put there, and then the money gets interest, and that's over. That's it.
Yeah, it becomes overcomplicated, becomes a system. It is a system.
No, it is a system, but it was a good system with the noble intent was you do chickens, I do hammers, that you're not having 200,000 hammers there. And I just exist and make hammers. Now I just eat your chickens and make hammers. It's a balance. It's a balance tool in the system. A beautiful. I like fire, like the wheel. Those are such essential archetypal. It's almost archetypal powers that facilitate us to become more with less effort.
Yeah, exactly that. We are, going into May tomorrow. So, it is Beltane, it's this festival of fire. It is, we're going into creative, Maya, the goddess. May is named after. There's this movement of, fire can be both destructive and
everything good, everything,
and
everything,
bringing light, bringing warmth, bringing newness. So it is part of this spiral of going around, and every time we come to a similar space, we're a different person, and the space is different. So we go deeper and deeper and deeper, and so
so the wisdom seekers are talking. The wisdom seekers are talking about May now.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we're going tomorrow. We're going, and our theme will be creativity. So creative. This is a favorite.
It's fire, baby. It's fire. Look at my background. Yes. Look at my background and my shirt.
Exactly. Yeah.
So. Good. So thank everybody watch us and the wisdom and the wisdom seekers. Exactly. Now we are part of wisdom seekers, but I don't know. There's
join the wisdom seekers and have more conversations with us. Yes.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
We will chat again next week, I think.